Alright, I think there's some stuff I can do right now. Let's head on over here.
Good fortune.
Resume main story.
Yeah?
What?
Done with the job already? You guys never failed to impress.
Any other requests?
What? Why does it take their
Technically,
skins?
yes, but I know it's not really my place to say this, but maybe you should take the rest of the day off. You've already done wonders for our city, and we're grateful for the help. The last thing we want is our heroes overworking themselves.
I'll drink to that. How about it, Id? First round's on me.
Sorry, but I think I'll pass.
Well, at least you let me down gently. The old you wouldn't have bothered with an apology at all.
I'll say, you started off at, like, thorny cactus. But now, you're more like brick wall.
Thanks, I guess. Being around the crew helps.
Look at that! You even learned humility! Now work on that smile, and you'll be 2 steps from Prince Charming in no time!
Uh-huh.
On the other hand, folks like the tall, dark, and silent type. Just keep up the good work. I'm sure this city will accept you as the new Mr. Fix-It in no time flat.
Oh, thank goodness you're here.
What's happened?
Something urgent. I'll explain, but let me introduce you to the captain of Seed Hollow's forces. He heard rumors of your good work and traveled all this way to meet you. Says he's got an important mission.
First off, I'd like to thank all of you for saving Seed Hollow. And Id, I don't know if you remember, but we've actually met before. Or maybe I should say fought before, when you were still working for the ringleader of Avia.
I remember.
We promise it's changed now.
Don't worry. I've already heard about how he joined your crew and took down Lilith. I've also been informed that he's now helping rebuild our war-torn city. Or am I mistaken?
No, I'm committed.
I wish we had the luxury of time to explore your motives, but unfortunately, there's something I need to request of you.
Ask away.
I'm sure you're already acquainted with the new tower looming above Seed Hollow Castle. Thing is, the church is gone, but it's still there. We kept a close eye on it, and it seems to have lost all its power. It's just floating along, like a big rock in the sky.
That makes sense. There was a primal beast acting as its core, but it's no longer here.
Well, a few days ago, I figured it was safe enough to send soldiers in to investigate. We discovered a bunch of monsters shaped like shadow people. We cleaned most of them up ourselves, but there was one that was different.
Different how?
I never felt anything like it. We were overwhelmed by waves of dark energy. Our forces couldn't even get close.
Nani?
Luckily, it didn't seem keen on leaving the tower. But with a threat that big, it's better not to take chances. That's why I'm here.
Ready for some ghost busting?
Of course.
Ghostbuster.
Obvious about that tower. So it's my responsibility to tear it down.
Thank you. I know this is a lot to ask, so I'm registering the mission with the Crew Alliance. you'll be fairly compensated for your service. Hate to make you guys rush, but could you start heading out? Please? We need you.
This voice, what the hell is this soldier?
We got rare spirits, and not the kind that want to haunt you.
Way too drip, drip, drip. Mm.
Yeah.
And what are you?
Changed all their colors. I don't even know if Vasaraga is good. As a computer. Just put.
You have my aid.
Yeah, let me take out his paint. I didn't even see all these people.
You can depend on me. Your princess is ready for her escort.
Something like this. Hey there.
Let's see.
Sometimes I wish we only took easy missions. No point complaining now, though.
Ugh, this place makes my scale stand up. Yeah. I don't want to stay here any longer than we have to. Nice.
More pincers? What's back here? Why is there a whole space back here?
Ugh, what are they? These
Again,
supposed to be our shadow
it triggers
monsters?
over here.
They're not our primary target. The soldier mentioned one exceptionally powerful shade.
Ready your weapons.
At least they're not going over there, kind of. But yeah, that should not trigger over there. Should trigger right here.
Want a treat? We have to get you healed quick. Our lifesaver. Violin. Let's go.
Put them to pieces. Don't celebrate
I need
just
your
yet.
aid. Momo? Understood. Any trouble? He's on a fury. How many are there?
Doesn't matter. We'll get them all.
Here, Needle.
Let's keep moving.
Head, are you doing all right?
I am. This place just brings back memories. This was where Lilith...
I can only imagine how it must feel to be back.
Sorry. I'm fine, really. Don't worry about me.
If you're sure.
Why does my camera keep moving?
Open sesame.
Damage cap 3.
We can never catch a break. Luckiest sky bears in Zega Grande.
True allies are priceless.
That was great!
I don't want to be annoying, but
Ready to go!
you sure you're okay?
I'll be fine.
Are you okay?
That'll stop you goody two-shoes from fussing over me.
Ah, got that right. You're one of us now.
You're one of us now.
It's go time!
You're going down.
Akiosa, you
Let's
okay?
find more.
I'm too intelligent to get hurt. Yawn.
What is that line? I'm too intelligent to get hurt? Calls her a peon? Hmm. Any crabs? Okay, hold on. Did they change something? That's not it. Oh. Apply? Hold on. Okay. Okay, yeah. Like, why would it do that? I can control the damn camera. What they got over here? Ooh,
I could use this.
Curioso. Whoa, 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 watch out, watch out.
Want a treat? All at once! Thanks for the help. It's our turn! I can help! On it! That's up to you. I do what I can!
I had a feeling it'd be right here. Hmm.
Not bad.
I sense something, but I can't put a finger on what.
This air is oddly stifling.
What do you sense, Cat? Let us know.
sure.
Leave it to me! All right, regrouped and ready to go. Thanks. Help me out. Thanks. All at once.
Oh, lady.
What is this thing? Why does it look like me?
It might be part of the pillar's defenses. Just like the Shadow Throne of Thurican we've seen before.
Whatever it is, I'm taking it down. This has to be our mark.
Must be weird finding yourself, but we've got your back.
Ace for right. Requiesca! Ew, okay. Want a treat? You scared? Eat this, sucker! Giant one! Kind of chaos! You don't scare us! Awesome! There's more revenge! We could have gone a little easier. Help! I need your aid! Gathering its strength! And show him your
Hang on. They're gonna just keep dodging. Can't attack forever.
You know best. Sheesh, it's just like when we fought you.
Let's get you touched up. Thank you. Are you okay? Let's break you. Another jam. I'm just getting started. Let's get it started.
Why is he level 80?
Want a treat?
What? Paralyzed. Break him.
It's go time.
I'll do it.
Leave it to me. You know hey work.
Not bad yourself.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
What?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
On your feet. Ridiculous. Thanks.
Take this.
Stay dead.
He's bagging up.
Try to heal up fast.
Oh man.
You're so good. Ears hurt, eyes sealed.
Right when I buff up.
Good call.
Break through.
Copy the dragon's powers too.
It's using the same trick. We can get through this.
Please, you need to heal. How's that?
Take this! I'll stop them!
Let's break you in. Get them! Fine. Get it started. Raise your leg. I can work with this. Doodle, Sarah. Want a treat? We're cooking now. Keep it up.
How's that nice?
Roger that. So this stays.
Don't back down!
Good call. We're up. Good job, everyone. That was nothing.
What the?
Enough of this!
Here we go. What are they doing? Are they dodging? It's like not even.
Nice follow through. I won't argue.
You're a true.
Leave it to me. All at once.
Let's get behind.
Ready to go.
Thanks.
Supposed to be that close. That's the one. Not over yet. Want a treat? Sure. Okay then. Stupendous, Cagliostro. Everyone else. Let's go.
Back to it.
Doodle, Sarah.
There you go. Get up. What? What's happening?
Don't blink. If you're right, requiesce. That was fun. Giant one ascension. Roger that. Come on, guys.
You need a lab lizard to tell me.
We'll handle them.
The damage.
Let's play.
It's done. You okay, Ed?
Weirdly, I think I actually needed that. After going toe-to-toe with the dragon's destructive power, I swear I can tackle anything now.
Where's the honors?
I heard about your victory. On behalf of all the citizens of Seed Hollow, thank you. You've done our city a great service.
Always happy to lend a hand. you ever need help again, you know who to call.
Keep watching that
Ghostbusters.
tower, though. A creepy place like that makes a perfect lair for monsters.
We'll be sure to set a watch, and I'll personally inform
Really?
you of any developments. Well, it's about time I went back to Seed Hollow. Thanks again, and take care.
You aren't going to arrest me?
Ed?
What?
You're the local Mr. Fix-It. The city depends on you. Why would I take you into custody?
It's my past. Well,
It is true you were one of Lilith's accomplices. And while I am interested in hearing an insider's take on Avia's crusades, now's not the time. After you complete a few more requests for us, why don't you invite me back to Volca? As one
Yeah.
of your loyal clients. Then we can have a chat over tea or something.
Thanks for understanding.
Least I could do for our heroes. Now I should probably get going.
You truly are something special. Even professional soldiers couldn't take down that monster.
fighting's about all I'm good for.
You need to stop putting yourself down like that. Hubris is bad, sure, but a little self-confidence never hurt anyone. You've improved the lives of the people in our city. That's something to be proud of.
But
Listen, Id, I know you're new to this positive feedback thing, but just take the compliment, will ya?
I'm proud to be of service, but I'm still nothing like Roland.
You don't need to be like Roland. Just be the best version of yourself.
That's what Lyria keeps telling me.
Yep, you're your own person, Ed.
Okay, got it. Guess I'll give it a shot. Hey, you. Come back when there's more jobs.
Okay, why don't we try staying true to ourselves while working on our communication skills? Remember what we practiced, Ed?
Oh, right. Just leave it to Mr. Fix-It.
Extreme.
Oh, sweet! New jobs got added.
Nice. Can't wait to see what's available.
New jobs. This thing's open now. What the heck?
Let's kick some tail. Mission complete.
The church is open. Pray for me. The music too, there's church music. Interesting. Why'd they even do that? They didn't have to. Way too church.
I smell a new mission. Let's see.
There's new dialogue, it's whatever. I've seen enough.
Easier than eating apples.
But
There is new dialogue. I can't though, it's too much. I can't go through. Oh well. Nice weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course. This fucking does. I fix it.
So then... Oh.
There's no way. Unless.
And what are you?
All right.
Whoa.
Is this supposed to be a double date? Oh my god. Oh my. This. Oh man, oh man.
All right.
Yes. I got it.
Huh? Not at all. Got it.
What is truly important?
Right then.
Indeed. No. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So then...
Primeval dragon. Bahamut. Was that an error
Lean into it.
just now? They said it's pretty helpful. Let me read that again. Come on. Is the new Mr. Fix-It? It's pretty. Yeah, what? That's a typo.
So,
Devs? Hello? What's this damn key?
it won't budge.
Yeah, I knew it.
We'll all be.
Of course.
That's what I needed.
Word is the new Mr. Fix-It. It's pretty trustworthy. Devs. We need to patch that. Sloppy work. Sloppy work.
Step right up, folks. Feast your eyes on my incredible merchandise. Window shoppers welcome. You'll love what you see.
We have to care for them too. The makeup. They did the makeup with what's her fee? Lyrium?
Well, now. Nice.
Step right up, folks. Feast your eyes on
Oh,
my
there's some
incredible
little
merchandise.
oculation.
Yeah.
So that's it.
My hero.
What? So
Right.
then... Alright. So then...
Okay.
I smell a new mission. Easier than eating apples.
What if I... Okay.
Not good.
Oh my goodness. Who's writing this stuff?
Yeah. What?
Alright. So then...
Oh?
Wow. But... Yes. Yeah?
Okay.
Alright. Let's get this last character. Miss Charlotta. Oh, hi, ready. What?
Look who it is! Sending out the old crew signal, eh? Who should we pop? I'm Charlotta Penia. You have my sword.
Squad's all here.
We shall not be vanquished.
Whoa, what a combo. Oh, another one of those. Alright, she seems like a at least more fun Lancelot.
I shall be your bulwark! Evil never wins! By my might!
Okay, yeah, she's alright. Alrighty, alrighty. The whole gang.
Don't be a stranger!
That's my gengi, my gengi, my gengi. Okay, hold on now. Better put her.
Charlotta Fenia leaps into the fray!
What'd you call me? She attacks a lot. Okay, this is pretty good. What the hell? Whatever. Invincibility. Parry. Why parry when you couldn't get invincible? What is this? Defense. Man. Okay. This could be good, I guess. I don't know. I feel like she wants supplemental damage or something. How's that?
Hello there. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Let's talk. I can make just about anything.
Clams. That's a straight up boost to attack power. What even is a weak point? Why do I have one wind orb? I don't like that. Let's make this for now.
It's done. I'll handle it. How about that? Always aim for the top. A complete success. I'll handle it. Success. Let's kick it up a notch. Unlock! I'll handle it. How about that? Always aim for the top.
Exceptional.
Don't forget about upkeep.
Whoa, what is this? Skill sealed resistance. Oh, there's now plus sigils that have a bonus effect. There we go. Guess he wants stamina.
Yes. All right. See you.
So what should I do now? I have all the characters. I need to level her up
Come to view the request.
for the fate. Damn. Wait, what? Oh, this is all extreme. What is quick quest? Easy to extreme? Like that.
What do you think?
Okay, well, yeah, I can do some of the fates right now then.
Yes. Can I help you?
We'll go back order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 3 now, and then the other two next time. By then she'll be level 62, and then probably finish the main story, post-game story, whatever.
I can no longer recall when I first met the captain. All I can say is our paths crossed in dark times, when nights were sleepless and the wind whispered with insidious intent. Fiendrock, my homeland, was crumbling from within, consumed by the weakness of her own people. I ventured abroad to seek help from our neighbors.
Seek help.
Rendered me blind to schemes hatched in the heart of our court. When I returned, the adders sprung, and I found myself falsely convicted of regicide. Disgraced, I fled the kingdom and wandered for a while in the pathless wild. Perhaps I would still be there, slowly fading into the shadow, had the crew of the Grand Cipher not come for me. The captain never once doubted my innocence.
Never
once. Back to
once.
Fiendrock and cleared my name. My honor was restored. Thus concluded the greater part of my tale. But the Grand Cipher's myth was just beginning. I joined the crew to see this story unfurl. Our journey, like all great journeys, has passed through both sorrow and joy. We have traversed the wilds, crossed kingdoms forgotten, and met all sorts of folk. I've always found the meeting of people to be miraculous. Throughout the course of history and on into the future, there have been and will be at least as many people as stars in the sky. For any two souls to come together is as wondrous as looking up into the night and seeing your image set against the velvet and winking lights. I do not know if it was fate that brought me and the captain together, but I do know I will never meet such a person again. I intend to sail with the crew to whatever end, even to the bottom of the skies.
Okay. A true patriot.
In my youth, I was vain and headstrong. I shunned the company of
Oh, he was
others,
talking about vain.
hurting all who came near me. If I had continued on that path, it's likely I would have died alone, with no one to mourn my loss. But that was not to be. I was discovered by Yosef, the former king of Fiendrock, found quite literally by the side of the road. Though at that time, I slew monsters solely out of malice. His Majesty looked at my blade and saw what took life could also save it. He knighted me, and under his guidance, I learned about honor and friendship. I found meaning in existence. But in our world, love is inextricable from grief. New friends and brothers were lost. People that I trusted turned upon me. Loyalty had imbued me with pride. But now, it taught me desperation. Once, this desperation drove me to drink the blood of a dragon. This isn't to say that I regret becoming a knight. Lancelot, Vayne, Percival, the friendship of those three alone is worth any price. I learned the greatest lesson of all from them, that no matter how much is lost, we may always find hope in younger generations. They are what we must fight to defend. They are our purpose. To think all this was set into motion by a single meeting on the side of the road. As I grow older, it becomes clearer how much I owe to King Yosef. But I shall never be able to thank him in person again. That is why I swore to repay him in the only way I know how, by dedicating what is left of my life to the future of his country.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I know King Yosef would not want me to grieve overly much for him, but he turned me from a vagabond
Do you know that?
into the captain of the Black Dragon Knights. Under his rule, the base were ennobled, tall towers were raised, and withered fields burst forth into color. He might have done much more, had traitorous hands not cut his life short. The royal consul, Isabella, covetous of his power, killed the king and smeared the guilt of it on me. Unable to prove my innocence, I was forced to flee the capital. For weeks, I was hunted by soldiers I had trained by my own hand, Lancelot foremost among them. My name was now reviled, scrubbed like a stain from the halls of honor. But this caused me little pain, for I never hungered after fame or titles. I served the crown because I loved my country, the same reason for which King Yosef wore it. Even as his body was broken and he lay on the threshold of death, he called only for the mending of Fiendrock. I would not let our home waste away under the shadow of Isabella's ambition. I returned to the Marches, where I dwelled in secret, gathering information. I worked alone, and even Lancelot was kept from my counsels. I did not tell him of my innocence, nor why I sought to cut out the now festering heart of our court. My silence was not due to a lack of trust. It would have been impossible for me to reach Lancelot unseen. Any attempt at communication would likely have ended with my arrest. But even had there been a clear path to Lancelot, I would have kept to myself. Lancelot was and is still young, and young minds are easily molded. If I was to leave the protection of the kingdom to him, I needed to be sure that he was more than just clay, that he had an uncorruptible, ironclad core. I needed to be sure he was not the type to blindly follow orders or emotions. He wavered, as we all do, but fortunately, he was not alone. He had the support of his childhood friend, Vane, and of the Grand Cypher's captain. They were his light and anchor, and with their help, Lancelot navigated the swirling tides of intrigue and arrived at the shores of truth. We were thus reunited, and together delivered Fiendrock from Isabella's clutches. I had fulfilled King Yosef's last wish.
I did this side story.
Lancelot had come into his own. It was time for me to step down and place the country in the hands of the young. And so it was.
The
I
young.
put the rolling hills and
He's
bright
not even that
walls of
old.
my home behind me, and embarked on a journey of discovery across the skies.
Do we have? Let's see. Mm. $27, $25, $27, $32. He's freaking okay, whatever. Unknown. Her body is 13 years old. 72. What? Catalina should be older, honestly, like 27-ish. And the captain, why do they make them teenagers? Ridiculous. And most, like, what, the whole crew's in their 20s and stuff. They make the captain 15. Yeah.
Hello there.
Zega Grande. Another new skydom where the clouds hid unfamiliar tales. My travels aboard the Grand Cipher have taken me to many far-flung places, where I have found that there is yet enchantment in this world. I've sought after magical seashells with the power to heal kingdoms. I've crossed blades with legendary warriors, and I've heard strains of alien music, which, though strange to my ears, still spoke to my heart. But no matter how far I roam, my thoughts are constantly with the country King Yosef left in my keeping. When we alight in a foreign land, I find myself drawn not to gardens or taverns, but to places of law and order. I am ever seeking new allies for Fiendrock and rooting out her enemies. It must seem like I have a mind of cold iron and steel, driven by thoughts of politics and war. And I have no excuse except to say, once a knight, always a knight. Zega Grande had almost fallen under the sway of Avia. Now, as its people rebuilt, I desired to learn whether their fortresses were stronger, and whether any dark shadows still haunted their streets.
Hold on, you can't tell me nothing. Aha. Run it.
What you doing, Siegfried?
Vern appeared at my shoulder one day as I was walking through Seed Hollow. I'm gathering intelligence. The dragon wrinkled his snout.
Man, you're a workaholic.
He wasn't incorrect. I did want to lay aside responsibility and stroll unburdened in the sun, but I couldn't rest easily when duty called.
Hey, what if I help? 2 weeks are better than none.
Vern was indeed light and fast, but I found it easier to scout alone.
Come on! I know how to handle myself.
You certainly do. If anything, I felt that the captain, Lyria, and Vern were strong beyond their years. That they had been forced to grow up too fast. All right, Vern, be my guest.
Finally, something to do. Agent Vern is on the job.
Vern twirled deftly in the air.
So, what exactly is the job? What kind of intelligence you looking for?
It's a little abstract. I would like to learn about the values of this country. Why it was founded, for example, or what would cause its people to go to war. For nations with similar values are often quick allies, but nations with conflicting values find themselves enemies.
Yeah, I'm totally following.
Take Fiendrock, for example. Our king and people stand for fellowship and peace. If we were to find out that the leaders of Seed Hollow, on the other hand, favored conquest and power, then we might expect trouble.
What, kind of trouble are we talking here?
Don't worry. I gave Vern what I hoped was a reassuring smile. I am not here to conduct a coup. I only seek information to bring back to Fiendrock, which may help in matters of diplomacy.
Diplomacy? Well, that's way above my pay grade. Aw, dude, I think something just happened over by the gate. I see a bunch of soldiers running that way.
With two flaps of his wings, Vern lifted himself higher into the air and hovered, squinting against the glare of the sun. Seed Hollow's military force. This may be worth looking into. Come.
Right behind you.
A group of onlookers had gathered by the gate, speaking in loud, excited voices.
A monster hunt, huh?
Let us follow them. We may learn something useful. Nothing is so revealing of a person's nature as their deeds in battle. We passed out of the stone city and trudged for a while among grass and dirt paths. Or rather, I did, while Vern rode the winds beside me. Suddenly, he let himself rise on an updraft.
Spotted them! They're going at it!
As he spoke, I became aware of distant cries and the clash of arms. Let's see here. I crept beneath the shadow of dappling leaves and up a small knoll for a better look.
I don't think they can win this thing!
The warriors of Seed Hollow were many, and their faces grim with determination. And yet...
Ah! Captain, we can't hold out much longer!
Stand your ground! If these monsters get past us, it's the lives of your friends and family!
They were scattered, weak, and on the brink of disaster. Vern, I'm going to their aid. With that, I grasped the hilt of my sword and burst from the cover of the trees.
Seriously? What is this? This game is bugged.
We gotta hold on!
They're moments away from annihilation.
Oh, wow.
We must leap down and ambush the goblins.
Why are you still standing around? Those soldiers need us!
Goblins, come and face me!
Hell are you? Get out of here! This is no place for civilians!
With all due respect, you are not in a position to reject my aid. Focus on keeping yourself safe.
Alright, fine. That sword of yours better not just be for show.
What the? How is he mowing down all these half-beasts? Captain, he's dancing circles around the half-beasts.
Yeah, I can see that. Stop gawking and tend to the wounded.
Stop
We're gonna
gawking.
make it.
Heads up! Got monsters coming in from above!
This is power! Take heart! Ready! The next wave is coming! Quickly, get to safety! Bad news! Goblin soldier marching this way!
There's no way
Turn
he
the
can handle that
tide.
alone. Who's still got juice in them? Back into the fray!
No, stay put. We'll not be able to win with you as a burden.
Your end is nigh! Brave awaits! Push through!
You cleared them out!
We're all safe now.
I can't believe my eyes. Is that guy really human?
We could have handled
I'm
them
only
alone.
human
You know
after
we could have.
all.
Think of how hard we've trained.
We'll never be as strong as him.
cry of the last monster faded to nothingness, and I sheathed my sword.
Oh, man. They're lucky we got here in the nick of time.
Danger averted, Vern drifted to my side.
Well met, Skyfarers.
The soldiers from Seed Hollow gathered themselves and limped to form ranks. At their head, a man I believed was their captain stood, frowning at us.
You guys must be dying to thank us. I take payment in apples, by the way.
Vern wasn't quite reading the mood.
So you know your way around a sword. Great. We appreciate the help and all, but could you not interfere with official military business?
What?
We're professional soldiers. We can handle monsters without you swinging in to save the day.
Number one, that's a lie. Number two, what's with the attitude?
That's enough, Vern. The dragon looked ready to spout fire. Hoping to calm him, I caught him and held him in my arms. I'm sorry. We mean no disrespect. With a bow, I turned and left that shadowy glade. I did not relax my grip on Vern because I felt certain that if I let go, he would flip back and spit venom in the soldiers' faces.
Yeah? We've got lunch specials, good food. Hello there.
What was
Nice.
wrong with them? They would have been toast without you.
Vern flew beside me, seething. We are strangers to this land. Those soldiers have a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, but doesn't it get you riled up when people are so rude?
I
I'm
laughed.
so serious. I
If
laughed.
rudeness were the worst foe we ever faced, we'd be lucky warriors indeed. In truth, I empathize with them. It is the duty of a soldier to fight. Incompetence on the battlefield is a matter of great shame. My unwanted assistance was salt in the wound.
I guess I could see that, but still.
Listen, no one was badly hurt. That is all that matters. I had trained many knights in my day. They had gone through their growing pains, and tasting defeat and humiliation. Yes, failure is bitter, but it is nourishment. And thus the knights learned and grew, each and every one of them, into powerful warriors. When it came to the finer points of warfare, the forces of Seed Hollow were clumsy at best. But their sense of duty was unparalleled. Upon hearing rumors of danger, they had acted swiftly, marching without fear to the monster's den. And though they had been forced to the very cusp of annihilation, not a soldier had wavered or fled. Now, they too had drunk deeply of the medicine of defeat. I believe it would course through them like fire and bring them newfound strength. The forces of Seed Hollow were capable of much, much more. I entered the warm wooden interior of my cabin on the Grand Cipher, carrying an armful of books. I laid them on the desk, drew out a chair, and took a short trip through Seed Hollow's history. Unbroken peace. For 500 years after the ending of the war, violence had not troubled the skies of Zega Grande. There were your usual skirmishes, of course, power-hungry rebels, etc. but nothing so big it had not been quickly sorted out and buried in the sands of time. However, 15 years ago, tragedy on Dolly Island acted as a catalyst to the rise of Avia. Hitherto peaceful primals went on rampage, and hordes of monsters were drawn to the carnage. So that's why. I thought back to the disordered ranks of the forces of Seed Hollow. Peace had dulled their senses. They had forgotten how to handle swords and spears, forgotten how to manage monsters.
So peace is bad?
Each one vastly different in shape and movement. They need guidance. The people of Seed Hollow seem to be gardeners, fond of orchards and good rich
War
earth.
brings peace.
They had no love of war, nor possessed the means for a great campaign. Unless a revolution were to completely reshape this country, I did not believe it would ever pose a threat to Fiendrock. Its forces existed not to invade, but solely to defend. But now, they had not even the power to do that. Seed Hollow soldiers were steadfast and honorable. I had seen that. But they no longer knew how to protect their land. I had come to admire the delicate flowers and many bowed trees that flourished in this clime, and did not wish to see them trampled under a monster's claw or an invader's boot. I could offer Seed Hollow's forces counsel, but I would have to tread carefully. After all, I was a foreigner, and a former captain of knights. One misstep, and I could forever sour the relations between Seed Hollow and Fiendrock. I will have to be discreet. I threw on my traveling cloak and arranged my pouch. Hearing no footfalls outside my room, I slipped through the door and padded softly down the corridor.
Oh, hey, Siegfried. You heading out?
Vern spotted me on the deck of the Grand Cipher. So much for stealing off unnoticed. I'm going for a walk.
On your tiptoes? No way, man. I bet you're going on another one of your secret missions.
Though small, Vern had inherited the legendary wisdom of the dragons. Guilty as charged. But the fewer people who know about it, the better. Can you keep this from the others?
Come on, Siegfried. We all know you won't yak for truth and honor and justice and all that. If you're gonna disappear, you should at least tell your captain. My butt'll understand.
I could find no objection. It seemed that all the adventures Vern had been on, all the grand and wondrous things he'd seen, had sharpened his insight. Yes, of course. You're right. I followed Vern to the captain's cabin. I've come to ask for permission to leave on a private mission. But I must warn you, if things go wrong, it could spell trouble for the crew. My throat was tight, light nerves, I supposed, and a touch of guilt. The captain did no more than smile and wish me a safe journey.
What'd you expect? We trust you.
Fortune truly had graced me with the best of companions.
Isn't this what freaking Percival's doing? And in a way, Lancelot a little bit too. Not really with Lancelot.
Through the gates of Seed Hollow.
So, what you gonna do here?
With a dragon on my tail. I would like to ask you the same question. Why did you follow me?
Curiosity. What's a cool knight like you always doing when he leaves the Grand Cipher?
Oh, curiosity killed the lizard. But no matter. Vern and the captain had offered me their complete trust, so I could do the same in return. Besides, if anything were to happen, I'd be there to protect him. You're welcome to stay, but I am only visiting Seed Hollow's forces again to offer help if I may. Nothing of interest.
Sounds like something my bud would do. But I thought you were gonna leave them alone to help them save face or whatever.
I was, but I realized that, in the end, the safety of the people is too heavy a price to pay for pride.
That's fair. No offense though, Siegfried. Your way with words is a little, special. So I'll just come along and do the talking.
20 minutes later, Vern and I were in the heart of Seed Hollow, watching its soldiers scurry about like mice. 500 years of peace has truly taken its toll. Seed Hollow's forces have become only an army in name. In truth, the military affairs of the country were run by Zothba, a civilian and information broker. Everyone took orders from him.
Dispatch from Zothba. We got a lost child on our hands. Everyone, split up and search for the mother.
Yes, sir!
Man, you ever just get lost and have a whole army look for your mom?
Vern hovered by the branches of a tall oak, surveying the commotion with shining eyes. It is important to serve your people in times of concord as in times of strife. But I fear
In times
we have
of
lost
strife,
sight of their true
we
duty.
choose to fight against the odds.
There is a saying,
Blossom
it's better to
dance.
be a warrior in a garden than
Something
a
like that.
gardener in a war. Peace should never so lull a nation that its defenses are abandoned and its soldiers turned into clerks and errand boys.
Captain, new orders just came in. We're being sent to clear a horde of goblins camped right outside the city.
Now these
Wait.
errand boys
Oh, I-
faced hordes of monsters
Sign-
who had been roused by Avia's machinations. 500 years of stillness, nature, and peace. Gone. All at the whim of a madwoman.
You hear that, troops? Prepare for battle! Drive those goblins away from our homes!
Yes, sir!
They sure got bark. Problem is, they ain't got bite.
Are you worried about them?
Aren't you? You saw them get their butts kicked into the next item just a few days ago.
I did, but failure is the mother of success.
What?
I readjusted my gauntlet and shifted my sword on my back. This is a chance for them to grow. I'll make sure of it. Vern and I left Seed Hollow and turned off the road, beating a straight path to the goblins' encampment through trees and underbrush. We arrived before the soldiers. In front of us, half hidden in the darkness of a cave, slinked the forms of dozens of goblins. Alone, goblins are not much of a threat, but when they're allowed to form hordes,
Oh, I know all about those smart little suckers. They can plot stuff and coordinate and everything.
I smiled. Vern was as much of a veteran as I was.
So earlier, you sounded like you were gonna help these soldiers out. What exactly have you got planned?
As you know, all monsters are different and must be dealt with in different ways. We shall teach these tactics to the soldiers, but from the shadows. Plan rehearsed, Vern and I crept from the shade of the trees and into the mouth of the cave. Come. We must be off. We've got to break their formations. First, let's go for a frontal assault on the sentries.
The army from Seed Hollow will be here any
Don't worry. We won't even need a
We
minute.
made it! Looks like the soldiers are still prepping for the fight.
Perfect. That gives us just enough time to thin down their main ranks.
Platinum Sky.
Get more gobbles! Man, there's a lot of them!
Well, let's fix
Yeah.
that, shall we? Break!
On fire!
Bear with! Be gone! I can't believe they had so large a force. It's a good thing we came. Push through!
Why's that miss everything?
By my blade, cut in twain! Meet your doom!
Reinforcements! You
This
got
is
this,
power.
Siegfried!
There! Mine! Your end is nigh!
Oh,
Enough!
hell.
Nice work! I think the soldiers can pick off what's left.
I think there are a few more goblins hidden, but likely not enough to reverse the tide. We had still better conduct a search, just to be safe.
I don't
Let's go
think
in
you can
deeper.
take much more. Look, it's a goblin soldier. And what are those?
King
Its
Cobra.
little sidekicks?
I don't think Seed Hollow's forces will be able to handle this. We should at least bring down the goblin soldier.
So leave all the small fry alone? Got it. Don't want to rob Seed Hollow's finest of a job. They're trying to hit you from far
Right.
away.
Ready!
Hello?
Brave away!
You okay?
Just getting started.
Worn out now.
Bear with me! Free, you're finished! Strike true! Meet your doom! Well, I think we're done here. The army from Seed Hollow should be capable of handling the rest.
All right, let's head deeper in.
Turn the tide!
Stay together and stay focused.
Aw, snap! Seems like
This
it's
is
hot
power.
out. Let's hide.
These are my kills.
Go no further! Holy Bahamut! We did it!
The day is ours. Good work, troops.
Vern and I crouched behind a craggy boulder and watched as the soldiers strode about the battlefield. Not a goblin was left. The voices of the triumphant rose up and resonated about the high, cool walls of the cavern. All went well.
I guess, but those soldiers took a heck of a beating.
Vern perched himself on top of the boulder, head cocked to one side. They will continue to grow. They have experience now, and what's more, confidence. They will learn to keep their wits about them in battle, to observe the enemy and strategize.
If you're sure, there's something I've been wondering about though, Siegfried. You didn't have to help these people. You're not even getting paid for this. So
What?
why go through the trouble?
I laughed softly.
I laughed.
I think you already know the answer to that riddle. Because everything good in this world is worth protecting.
His fates are just corny.
Come to view the requests?
Whatever. Bum, 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 bum.
3 days after the victory in the caves, Vern rushed into my cabin.
Dude, he's here! The captain of Seed Hollow's army is here!
Here, on the Grand Cipher. My
Grand
eyebrows
opening,
drew
grand
themselves
closing.
together. I was quite certain we hadn't been seen.
Do you think he figured us out?
No, that shouldn't be possible. I had lived and worked in the shadows for many years. I knew how to remain invisible. Let us meet him in any case. It would be discourteous to turn him away.
Agreed. We're lots of things, but rude ain't one of them.
Vern led me to a spacious room on the Grand Cipher, where our guest sat perched on the edge of a comfortable chair, his hands upon his knees. He stood up quickly
Hands
when we
on your
entered.
knees.
It's, been a while.
He wouldn't quite meet my eyes. As the young man swallowed rather loudly, I recalled his last words to me. We can handle monsters without you swinging in to save the day. It has. I still regret my actions in the forest. Is that what you've come to talk about?
No,
He shook his head vigorously.
I'm here to thank you. You saved my life and the lives of my comrades.
So, our presence had been noticed. I swept my cloak back in a deep bow. I
Curtsy.
apologize for interfering yet again.
Oh, no, please, stop with the apologies. You're just
I
making me
apologize
feel
for
worse.
apologizing.
Listen,
He explained. 3 days ago, Seed Hollow's army had been called upon to drive back a horde of goblins. He had marched his company there with a heavy heart, expecting great losses. But to his surprise, when they emerged from the goblin den, they were not missing even a single soldier.
goblins are intelligent. They post sentinels and form ranks, just like we do. Sword fighters and shield bearers in front, mages in back. Any battle with them should have been tough and bloody.
Yet these goblins had no set sentries, and their forces were meager and scattered. Even the large beasts the goblins kept in reserve had been terribly weakened by the time Seed Hollow's forces reached it.
But what could have worn it out like that?
I
A night of
wonder.
partying too hard? No. Someone had to have helped us, and luckily, I had an inkling who.
Who?
Now he raised his round, earnest face and looked straight at me.
There was this knight who'd saved my troops before. He wore jet black armor and carried a crimson sword.
Yeah, no way you'd forget that getup after seeing it once.
Vern peered down at my armor. It was matte black, so I could slip by in the night unseen. But I suppose outlined against the light of the sun, it cut quite a distinctive figure.
The rest really wasn't that difficult. Went with that description to a merchant who deals with a lot of foreign traffic, and learned about a former knight captain.
I see. Years away from the battlefield had dulled the army's swords. This I already knew. But now I realize it had allowed them to build rapport with their people, winning them trusted eyes and ears throughout their country.
If anyone should be apologizing, it's me.
Before I could stop him, he went down on one knee.
That day in the forest, I was frustrated and ashamed by the weakness of my troops. So I took it out on you. I'm sorry. You saved my soldiers not only once, but twice. And the second time around, you even made sure we learned from the experience. I really don't know how to make it up to you.
Vern and I looked at each other, surprised by the sincerity in his voice. Your kind words are more than enough, and your forgiveness. The young man opened his mouth, but I shook my head. Whatever the circumstances, I still trampled your pride underfoot.
What's pride when compared to life?
To speak the truth, I thought Seed Hollow's forces poorly trained and disorganized, from an outsider's perspective at least. By placing a hand beneath the man's elbow, I silently bid him rise. But I see now that you have strength and wisdom that was hidden to me. With you in command, I have no doubt your company will go on to accomplish great things.
That means a lot, coming from you.
He smiled, the tension melting from his frame.
But the fact remains that I let
Why does
my
he need to
soldiers get out of
narrate
practice.
their expressions?
You've helped me realize a lot these past
The
few
still
days.
frames?
And I promise, we'll train harder than ever, make up for lost time, and become the defenders this country deserves.
Good. Never stop believing in yourselves. Seed Hollow. A land of gardeners who derive joy from the bounty of flora and the simplicity of peace. Though they were no longer the mightiest of warriors, they were by no means weak. No more than the wildflower, who holds aloft its petals in dry soil and through battering storms. And like wildflowers, they would continue to grow and flourish. Though Seed Hollow is a small country now, perhaps in time, it will rise to become a mighty nation. When that day comes, it surely will make a valuable ally for Fiendrock.
My work is done here.
Hey, is it just me, or have we been getting less
My work
monster
here
hunting
is
missions
done?
recently?
We, as all Skyfarers, were used to shouldering the quests of greatest peril, as we've seen more combat than most standing armies. However, though Zega Grande was as plagued by monsters as ever, we'd had a quiet few days.
I think I can explain.
Lyria raised her hand, eager to impart valuable intelligence.
Apparently, Seed Hollow's soldiers have been super on top of things lately. A monster appears, and before the Crew Alliance can even draft up a mission, they get in there and solve the problem.
Good for them, but less work for us means less jingle in our pockets.
Vern drifted to me from across the room, and positioning his snout by my ear, spoke in a whisper.
Guess they really got their act together, huh?
It would certainly seem so. I looked up at my small comrade in training. We exchanged a secret smile. Well done, troops. Well done.
Might as well do the next dragon.
My dream is to become a hero. I know, kind of stupid, right?
Hero!
I get that you can't just snap your fingers and poof, you're in a cape with your first initial plastered over your chest. But let's face it, the world we live in could really use
Superman is in the building.
It's like every day I come across some new sad story. Where's the harm in wishing for more sunshine? Anyways, I know heroes really do exist. I was saved by one. Well, saved might be an exaggeration, but I was a timid little squirt, and he was always there for me. He was just so darn cool. I wanted to be brave like him. I wanted to protect people like him.
Brave counter.
Eventually, my hero left our hometown to become a knight. If I was going to follow in his footsteps, then that meant I needed to take up the old helm and armor too. Wasn't sure if a weak crybaby like me would ever amount to much. But hey, whoever changed the future by getting hung up on the past? You probably already figured this out, but this hero I've been talking about? None other than my childhood friend, Lancey.
What?
And let me tell you, he's like something out of a fairy tale. Brave, smart, strong. Back in the day, all the grown-ups would call him a prodigy. If it wasn't for him, I might have never become the shining knight of Fiendrock that I am today. And man, I still have a long way to go. I won't stop until I'm the best me I can possibly be.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Here's a story from way before I became vice captain of the White Dragons. One day, I was waiting for Lancy at a harbor in Fiendrock. When hours passed and he still didn't show, I started to get nervous. The sound of the surf, which had been super calming until then, turned dark and whispery. Weird, but okay. Snooping around, I found out the true dragon Fafnir had returned. The royal powers that be were putting together a force to beat him. And of course, the person leading it was the captain of the White Dragons, Lancy. My best friend was about to march into the jaws of a literal fire-breathing lizard, and he was gonna do it without me. I couldn't let that happen. In a panic, I started back for the capital. So there I was, rushing along, worried half out of my mind, when I met the Grand Cypher's captain for the first time. Apparently, the crew was also headed for the capital of Fiendrock, so I told him to stick with me. More the merrier, right? Except, I wasn't exactly merry. And the captain could see that. Unable to stand it any longer, I spilled my heart out. I talked about the divide between me and Lancy. About how all I ever wanted was to be there for him, on and off the battlefield. For every baby step forward I took, Lancy soared. I was weaker than him, ranked lower than him. I wasn't enough. And this whole Fafnir business had just driven everything home.
I'm
weak! Gone to Lancy, asking him to lead the way, save the day. On the other hand, I didn't get so much as a backwards glance. So I was just some random foot soldier. But I didn't get to whine when my best friend was out there risking his life. I needed to stop feeling sorry for myself and put in the work so I could start feeling proud instead. Lancy's a born fighter and a genius. He's also human. The pressure on him is crushing. I had to get strong enough to support him. Hearing this, the captain asked if I wanted to join the crew. Of course, I would never quit the White Dragons, but maybe a temporary change in direction was what I needed. I'd run myself into a rut. New scenery, fresh perspective, all part of a healthy breakfast for a growing boy like me. So I took the offer, determined to go back to the White Dragons bigger and better than ever. But I digress. Back to the Fafnir problem. All you really need to know is, it spiraled way out of control. The fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance kind of stuff. Thanks to Lancy and the captain, Fiendrock managed to find its way back to normalcy. And me? I'd been changed forever. Though we'd been fighting a dragon, I ended up learning a lot about people. Strengths, weaknesses, what scared us, made us tick. Had some people pass out of my life and others come into it. My eyes were open to a lot of things, and not all of it pretty. But I'll take it. Because it's the sum of our experiences, the good and the bad, that make us who we are. Fast forward in time, and bam! Your boy Vane's vice captain of the White Dragons. Took big dreaming, a lot of hard work, and a hefty helping of best friend anxiety, but I got there. Now, don't get me wrong, rank, titles, all that stuff's just words, you know? What kid doesn't like getting a gold star? And this was a big, shiny gold star that said, "Congratulations, you're on your way to becoming a hero." Plus, now I got to be part of all the important security meetings. If Lancy needed help, I'd be the first to know. For once, I was feeling pretty confident in myself. Vice captains have it tough, but I was more than happy to do the work. It wasn't all smooth sailing, though. After a few months, some nasty rumors began circulating through the barracks. People were saying I got my job through nepotism, just because I was friends with Lancey. It was kind of a dark time. I've been trying to come up with things that I accomplished when I realized there were none. At least, nothing that I'd accomplished on my own. This whole time, I'd just been riding on other people's coattails.
True.
The captain, as always, lent me a shoulder to cry on, and we agreed to meet up again in a few days. But when the time came, two, burlier figures were standing beside the captain, Siegfried and Percival. They were there to spar with me and judge, once and for all, if I deserved to be vice captain of the White Dragons. I definitely teared up a little. These were two of the people I looked up to most in the world. They could take whatever I threw at them. My hopes, my insecurities, the lessons I learned. I put everything I had into that battle. And in return, Siegfried and Percival gave me everything they had. Fighting the two of them was as intense as you'd expect. But once I got over my throbbing calves and aching deltoids, I felt really lucky. I had good people looking out for me. They showed me how far I'd come, and I could go the distance. I went back to the castle determined to hide everything from Lancey. He had enough on his plate. But you know how best friends are. Trying to keep secrets from them is like trying to hide an onion in a muffin. He cornered me. So, with nowhere left to run, I spilled the beans. Told him how the rumors had drained my confidence, and I didn't feel good enough to be his vice captain. Or his best bud. I felt horrible. I had the greatest friends in the skies telling me they believed in me. And still, I couldn't believe in myself. Lancey waited for me to get everything off my chest before speaking.
Bane, I recommended you for vice captain because I considered you the most qualified. The motion passed because the king and the White Dragons felt the same way.
Just like that, a weight was lifted. Seems like all I really needed was to know my best friend trusted me. And now that we re-established this trust, there was only one thing left to do. Beat each other silly. We snuck out to the training grounds in the middle of the night and sparred until our legs gave out.
What?
Then, we lay spread eagle on the ground, looking up at the stars. Those little twinkling dots were so inspiring. They're out there, a gabillion miles away. But still, their light manages to reach us. My dream of becoming a hero might be far off. But if the stars can make the trip, so can I.
Reach for the sky. Hero! Okay.
So this next adventure began on a day in Zega Grande like any other. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and I was soaking up some rays after a pleasant morning of grocery shopping. That's when I heard it.
Long live the Blue Sky Knights!
Yes, the fierce cry of a child in its natural habitat. Enough to strike fear into the heart of any warrior.
I've never seen you around here. Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Knights, assemble! Cannonball formation!
They came hurtling at me, faster than the wind. I stood no chance.
We're the Blue Sky Knights, servers of justice and roasters of villains. Who goes there?
But all jokes aside, these tykes were adorable. Reminded me of my own days playing Knights and Dragons. With both hands in the air, I thought long and hard about how to respond. I for sure didn't want to pull out my usual, I'm Vane, Vice Captain of the White Dragons. I mean, capturing a real knight while playing make-believe could be an awkward sitch for the kids. But it also wouldn't be right to lie. Then, a candle lit up over my head. I'm Vane, the wayfaring chef.
Wait, you're a chef?
Yeah.
That means you're an expert at brewing stews and baking pastries, correct?
I blinked. Hadn't
That's
expected
Christina
such
V
an
too.
energetic response. What? Oh yeah, and I've got the proof right here. I pulled out a bag of cookies, which may or may not have been meant for Vern and Lyria, but they'd understand, right? I'll bake them some more. Anyways, passed out the cookies, and in the space of a few bites, the tots were leaping around like it was their birthday. And yes, before you say anything, I do realize that bribing the future defenders of our sky with munchies might not have been the best for character building. But you should have seen their smiles.
Guess I don't need the shield.
You have some potential, Sir Chef. I'll let you cook for us as our square. I'm Skip, by the way, captain of the Blue Sky Knights.
We were on to headhunting already? These kids didn't mess around. I'm honored, Captain Skip. But to tell the truth, I'm kind of busy right now. Oh no. They were hitting me with the pout of despair and the eyes of the puppy dog. I bit my lip. This little game wouldn't take too long, right? Still, it has always been my dream to cook for the Blue Sky Knights. Squire Vane, at your service. I just didn't have it in me to rain on their parade. After dubbing me in a formal ceremony, Captain Skip raised his tiny fist in the air.
We got our chef. Next, we have to search for a base. Split up, soldiers. We meet back here in 1 hour.
The rest of the kids responded with a rousing cheer. And then, they were off.
Hey, Sir
And
Chef,
we're off.
that means you too.
I saluted. Couldn't disobey direct orders from a commanding officer. Anyways, I still had time to spare. I was gonna find these kids the coolest base ever. Yeah, they won't know what hit them.
It's giving me this as if I didn't
Captain said there's some good
get them to
spots
level
around
60.
here. Just gotta make sure they're safe.
Okay, this is interesting.
Nah, no cliffs.
It's not even telling me really. Where'd it go? This quest is so old school. I've never seen this area. Wow.
Safety and secure is good, but hard pass on the claustrophobia. Whoops. Looks like this place is already occupied.
Up and drop! Blast off!
Done and dusted. Now, let's look for safer real estate. More monsters. This is definitely not a kid-friendly.
Feel the storm! Soar and
These damn wolves.
Up and away!
That was a workout and a half. I think I might be in monster territory. Nancy and I used to love exploring the woods. It's a party up in here. But it looks like I wasn't invited. And now that that's over, back to the search.
What roots?
Spacious, but a dead end like this could be dangerous.
Roots? How is this the roots and not the elevated plaza?
No monsters, perfect size and location? Wait, I think I see a path on the other side of that thicket. I bet it leads to Folka.
Interesting.
Captain Skip! I think I found it! I led the kids to a sweet glade I discovered in the woods. It was right next to a big thoroughfare, so they wouldn't have to worry about monsters or getting lost. I mean, if I could find my way back, then anyone could. Still, the place was surrounded by some nifty bushes and trees that shaded it from prying eyes. All in all, I think I did pretty well. And judging from all the frolicking going on, the Tykes agreed. Captain Skip pulled out a handmade flag that he'd apparently just been carrying around and stuck it in the ground.
This land is now the hideout of the Blue Sky Knights!
And sure, the thought, technically knights don't have hideouts flashed into my mind, but you can't expect kids to know that. Actually, you know what? These Tykes might be onto something. Maybe I should ask Lancey for our own secret base later. Anyway, for the time being, I was in what had to be one of the top 10 hideouts in all the skies. I found a nice, plush patch of moss and plopped down. It was a good day.
Yeah?
All right,
Every time the crew touched down in Folka, I would make a beeline for the Blue Sky hideout. Half of it was me being a responsible adult and wanting to make sure the Tykes were okay. But there was also the call of duty. Wouldn't be much of a chef's square if I let the troops go hungry, would I? Don't worry, I didn't stuff the kids with just carbs. I also fed them knowledge. Things like what fruit to eat, what shrooms and plants were poisonous, how to tell if a flower had edible nectar, and where to hide from monsters. Lesson number 1, though, was how to locate drinkable water. The kids were living on the edge of a forest, after all. One day, this information could save their lives. For now, at least, it was all in good fun, and the Tykes were loving it. Whenever I gave them a demonstration, they'd rush to repeat it. 9 times out of 10, they'd fail, but instead of getting discouraged, they started a race to see who could get it right the fastest. And I'd always get this strange feeling that I'd traveled back in time. Back to when I was a squire, of Fiendrock, just beginning to discover the world.
Hey, Sir Chef, see that bug up there? You think you can catch it?
Gotcha. All right, gather around, knights. So, this little guy is super good at sensing monsters. Whenever danger approaches, he's the first to hide. There's actually a rhyme about it. Goes, bug on tree, monster free. Bug in ground, monsters around. Those kids were the most inquisitive students you could hope to meet. Soaked up knowledge like a sponge. If I had to choose just one lesson I wanted them to take away, though, it would be know when to ask for help. Because reaching out to others isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of trust. And without trust, you can't build an order of knights or any relationship. Growing up doesn't mean you have to solve all your problems alone. I hoped the kids wouldn't lose sight of that, as I once did. One sunny afternoon, I was heading to the woods with the Tykes when I saw a boy crouched in the shadow of the city walls. Who's he? An innocent question, but Captain Skip glowered and folded his arms.
Just some weirdo from Tempeel. He always looks like his balloon just popped. Once, I asked him if he wanted to be a knight, and he started crying. It's probably better to just leave him alone.
Skip ended this bit with a snort that said, "And that's that." But I couldn't help glancing back at the boy. There was something about him that seemed so lonely. Hey, Captain Skip, this is just my humble opinion, but isn't the duty of a knight to help people? Especially those who kinda sorta look like they might be in need. At this, Skip's face puckered up so hard, you'd have thought I squeezed lemon juice into his mouth. I got where the little dude was coming from, though. It wasn't always easy to do the right thing. But that's what made it so rewarding.
You're not wrong, Sir Chef. Defending justice means defending the weak.
Skip dashed over to the city walls. After what looked like a pretty one-sided conversation, he came back with the boy in tow.
Say hello to the newest member of the Blue Sky Knights!
I couldn't keep from smiling. In that moment, Skip and the lonely boy were the mirror image of Lancey and me when we were kids.
Skip.
It didn't take long for Noobs and the rest of the Tykes to become fast friends. Oh, that's the nickname they gave to the boy from Tempeal, by the way.
Noobs.
Within weeks, Noobs had transformed into one of the brightest and most active kids in the city. But he'd had a reason to be sad. Turned out, Noobs had lost his parents in the Tempeal incident.
Hold on.
He moved to Folka after being adopted by relatives. Poor kid deserves some sweetness in his life, after all that bitterness. I did what I could for him, bringing my best creations to the Blue Sky hideout. Today's special was one of Lancey's favorites, Vane's Paradise Pudding. Smooth, creamy, and so very rich. The sugar had apparently put the kids in a talkative mood. They'd barely gotten their spoons out of their mouths when they started competing for the title of Best Food Commentator. Eventually, this evolved into a debate on which Vane creation was the tastiest. Captain Skip claimed it was the cookies I'd given them the day we met, because they were seasoned with memories. Pretty poetic for a kid of like 7. I love those cookies too, though. They were a recipe from Grandma. Even Noobs was eager for a piece of the action. Warmed my heart to see the shy little guy come out of his shell. But you know how it is with this world. The skies are clearest right before the storm. My next visit to Folka, I could tell something was wrong as soon as I stepped foot in the city. All the adults stood huddled outside their homes, discussing, arguing. A few were weeping. Turns out, it was the Tykes. They had gone missing. The news hit me like an oncoming airship. I remembered how to breathe again. I rushed over to Ace, one Blue Sky Knight who'd stayed behind.
What do we do? What if they never come back?
I'll find them, I promise. But you need to tell me what happened. It started with Noobs. Still unused to the layout of Folka, he'd gotten lost in the woods. After about 6 hours, Skip put together a search team and went after him. Without telling any adults. Now a full day had passed, and all 4, Noobs, Skip, Beats, and Fessa, still hadn't returned. The whole time he was talking, Ace was shaking from head to toe. I put both my hands on his shoulders and gave him the warmest smile I could muster. You did good, Ace. Now leave the rest to me. I went straight to the Grand Cipher. Needed to recruit as many eyes as I could get. Those kids were my friends, and the future of the skies. I wasn't going to let anything happen to them. Hold on, guys. I'm coming for you.
There have to be traps. Keep your eyes peeled.
They'll be fine. I know they will.
Well, we let them have a hideout right next to wolves and hawks.
This fruit, it's still fresh. They have to be near.
They block off that top? Oh no.
Out of my way! Now!
Perfect execution!
Obviously.
taught them how to camouflage themselves in this grass. They probably head out for monsters around here.
Should have had the hideout here.
You don't think the monsters have already gotten to them?
No, they're okay. They have to be.
Get him! Understood. We can't slow down yet.
Great!
We've got
We're gonna
enough.
get left behind.
Water hasn't dried up yet. We have to be close.
Are they over here? What is that?
I'm coming!
I saw a griffin over there. Oh, there it is, yeah. What the?
Hey, pick on someone your own size.
Sir Chef!
You guys aren't hurt, right? Just wait a little longer. This will be over in a jiffy.
Somebody dropped in.
Little backup?
Sure.
We brought the thunder.
Next, we bring the lightning.
I'll analyze their attack pattern and come up with a sufficient strategy.
Won't let them hurt you.
It's crazy.
Ready for action.
Throw that.
Let's roll. Look at Sir Chef go. It's like he's a real knight.
Pushing through you. Ready for this? Take it. Get back. Let me at him.
Sure.
Distraction! The real fight's just getting started. Hope you get
Yeah.
Right.
Sure, no problem. Take a hike. Take this. Shut it Hungry? Help yourself to some justice! Go in pain!
You got it! Okay,
Let me talk to you.
Looks like the little squirts are doing just fine.
Yeah, I think I need a moment.
They're there.
Thanks. You did good, Sir Chef.
Skip still had enough in him to put on a brave face. That was a good sign. As I checked the rest of the tykes for injuries, I could feel that familiar tingle in my tear ducts. But I held it in. Kids had gone through enough. Without a grown man showering them in snot. I'm so glad you pulled through. The Blue Sky Knights really are amazing. Captain Skip immediately lightened the mood by trying to fit his hands around my biceps.
Whoa, I had no idea you were so strong.
Byrne, who'd been hovering nearby, crossed his paws.
You think those tree trunks are just for show? Vade's a trained knight, vice captain of the White Dragons. The White Dragons? Wait, Sir Chef, you were an actual knight?
Oh no. The upturned eyes of betrayed innocence. The ultimate technique. I started to sweat. I mean, yes, technically, but I hadn't actually lied to them, but hiding the truth was just as bad. I steeled myself for the eruption, but it never came.
Wow, a real knight? You need to let me interrogate you for my notes later. No wonder you kick butt. Dude, awesome!
I should have known. Those kids would never turn on a friend.
Yes, can I help you?
Wish I could say all's well that ends well, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. As we started back for Folka, I decided the kids and I needed to have a serious talk. All right, spill it. Why'd you all go into the woods alone?
Noobs was in trouble, and, you know, it's the duty of a knight to help people. I just thought we had to save him.
Skip spoke down to his shoes. I felt my heart drop. It's the duty of a knight to help people. Those had been my words, so I was to blame for this whole mess. Skies above, why do I always... But before I could chase this dark train of thought any further,
All for
a small
one.
tug on my sleeve brought me back.
One for all.
Those survival skills you taught us really helped.
Yeah, thanks to you, we were able to properly locate food and water, and hide from monsters.
I was so proud of them. But now was not the time to encourage their recklessness with praise. Do you realize how worried everyone was? If anything bad happened, your friends would be hurt big time, and not to mention your families. Yes, as knights, you have a duty to protect. But as people, you have a duty to your loved ones. So remember, the Tykes chimed in for this next line.
Know when to ask for help.
Okay, now it was time to be proud. Crouching so I was eye to eye with the Blue Sky Knights, I held out my pinky. It's a promise, okay? An oath between knights.
Always ask for help. Or know when to.
I recently returned to Folka to find the Tykes holding a serious discussion. According to Skip, they were in big trouble for marching deep into the woods without adult supervision. As punishment, the Blue Sky Knights had to disband. The kids didn't look too upset, though. Au contraire. Skip stood, feet apart, head high, one fist reaching for the sky.
Today, we form the Order of Vane.
Guess they'd found a loophole. I mean, what do the grown-ups expect? These kids were joined at the hip.
No one's found the hideout yet. I say we train there till we're all super cool knights like Vane.
Kids in their stupid dreams, right? You know, I never thought that one day I'd have a group of mini-me's, which is nice, but also kind of scary. 'Cause what if you set a bad example, let them down the wrong path, on and on? It's enough to make you want to run and hide. But that's not what knights do. We stand our ground. We support each other. And with the best friends in the skies looking out for me, I know I can become just the kind of hero these kids deserve.
It's just being kids. Okay, and then yeah, let's just get Zeta in there too.
When people ask me why I joined the society, I always give them the same answers. To get my hands on sick weapons, because the work was fun, and because I like busting my butt and actually getting rewarded for it. Sure, the society talked a good game about spreading freedom and protecting the Sky Realm's peace, but it wasn't like I ever set out to be a hero. But hunting primal beasts with badass seal weapons? Sign me the hell up. Too bad there weren't enough weapons to go around. Only the best of the best become weapon contractors. Of course, I knew from the start I was contractor material. Wasn't long before I was making a pact with the Spear of Arves. What a hot little number. Now, did I feel bad for those who didn't make the cut? Yeah, a little. But I earned my position, and no one was gonna take that away from me. It wasn't about becoming rich or famous. It was about proving my worth. I don't like being undersold or underrated, you know? Best part was, as a weapon contractor, I had dibs on the deadliest missions. And those were perfect for showing everyone what I was made of. And damn, did the society have its fair share of enemies. The worst of which was an evil coalition we simply called the Foe, who only seemed to care about sowing chaos. As soon as I became a contractor, I was thrown into battle with the foe. Talk about out of the frying pan and into the fire. My orders were explicit. Eliminate on sight. There were some days when the bloodshed took its toll on me. But then I'd remind myself that these villains were out to wreck the skies. When I wasn't putting bad guys into the ground, I hunted primal beasts to gather their battle data. See, seal weapons aren't just good at taking down primals. They absorb their powers, too. That's what makes our vest so special. The more primals it crushes, the stronger it gets. Imagine how unstoppable I'll be once I supercharge this bad boy. So, to recap, my average work week looks like this. Slay foes and primals, get paid, then splurge all that cash on my days off. Look, if you're gonna work hard, you might as well play hard, right?
I laughed. I am not a fan of Zeta's voice.
Before I joined the society, I used to lead a group of knights. It was all fun and games. until the local lord tried to adopt me as his daughter. I never cared for social status, and I sure as hell didn't want to be tied down by expectations. My life, my reins. So I said so long to my compatriots. Was nice knowing ya. But if playing by my own rules was so important to me, then why'd I throw in with the captain's crew? Well, I didn't do it just for funsies. My master plan was to have the crew members join the society too, which would have bought me a ton of brownie points with the higher-ups. But journeying with the crew changed me. I met people from all walks of life, and I grew as a person. I started thinking I'd be better off following the crew instead of the society. I'm a natural-born fighter. Maybe I could put myself to better use elsewhere. Because honestly, becoming a contractor wasn't my main reason for seeking out the society. In the end, I just figured they were the organization that offered me the most freedom.
Dun, 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 dun.
So if it wasn't clear by now, I like doing things my way. Which brings me to a constant thorn in my side. Vasaraga, the annoying half of my two-man cell. Considering it was Drill Sergeant Ilsa who assigned us together, I figured she knew what she was doing.
Why are you getting Ilsa in anything?
Yeah, no.
We need light Ilsa.
Vasaraga and I gelled like oil and water. Did Ilsa really expect us to have good team chemistry? I think sticking him with me was an attempt to keep him from going off the deep end. Only later did I find out he'd been through some pretty traumatic events in his life. It scarred him, both physically and emotionally. Maybe that's why he can be borderline suicidal whenever someone else's life is at stake. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for helping people. I'm just saying it's 100% possible to play hero without throwing your life away. I remember this one time when we got trapped in a life or death situation because of his screw-up. You should have heard the rage I was spewing. Know what he did next? He apologized, which just felt out of character coming from him. Like, even though it was your fault we're in this mess, don't just throw in the towel, man. Ugh. It was so frustrating. Who knew that big lug could be so sensitive? On the flip side, I can't help but be honest. I like what I like, and I hate what I hate. I don't want anyone getting the wrong impressions about me. I might say things that ruffle a few feathers, but I stand by my words. I can't take back what I've already said. Anyway, I'd rather be true to myself than be something I'm not. That's just the kind of gal I am. It was good to be back in Seed Hollow after wrapping up another easy-peasy mission. Since my schedule was empty, I decided to hit up a cute little cafe for some much-deserved cake.
Hello there!
Some little kid I've never seen before walked right up to me, his eyes twinkling with starstruck awe. He got down on one knee and said,
"Will you marry me?"
Was this kid for real? Did he even know what he was asking? You've got guts, little man. Tell you what, come find me in a decade or so, and then maybe we'll talk. I thought a gentle rejection would get him off my back, but I was wrong.
If you walk away now, you'll be making the biggest mistake of your life.
knew better than to take the bait, but I had to admit, I was sort of curious. Okay, Hotshot, I'll bite. Why are you asking a total stranger like me to marry you? At least he had a good eye. Credit where credit's due.
Because I know you're strong. You make stomping monsters look so easy. Oh, and you're really pretty too.
Stomping turds.
Oh, what do you know? A sweet talker.
And your spear is wicked cool. How many monsters can you shish kebab with that thing?
I should have known. Boys love the heroic stuff. 10, 20? It doesn't matter. The real prize is in hunting primal beasts. Oh, wait, you guys don't call them that. I meant primeval gods. I've got a soft spot for children, especially the ones who hang on my every word. You try ignoring the adorable little scamps. In any case, it seemed clear that this boy was genuinely head over heels for me.
So, how about it? Will you marry me?
Nope.
Aw, come on.
Word of advice, don't spring a marriage proposal on an unsuspecting woman. Catch you later, little man. Maybe we'll chat some other time. I ruffled his hair and started walking off.
I'm not giving up.
The tyke knew how to dream big. If only a certain grumpy lug I knew had the same level of optimism.
Oh, hi, Azeda. Fancy running into you here. You're just as pretty as the first time we met.
I had started to wonder if I'd ever see the little heartbreaker again. Guess I got my answer. We talked for a bit, and I learned his name was Vaughn. I knew which question he wanted to pop, but I didn't have time to humor him today. A hospital in Seed Hollow was in dire need of medicinal ingredients, so it was off to Fondom for me and the crew.
Okay, gotcha. I understand.
Well, that was easy, considering how he kept pestering me. I didn't expect him to be so reasonable.
I know better than to get in the way of your job. I am a little worried, but I'm sure the monsters won't give you any trouble.
You got that right. I eat monsters for breakfast. Aw, how sweet. The little doodlebug had total faith in me.
Stay safe out there. Come back in one piece.
I will. As I left to meet up with the crew, I made a mental note to pick up a souvenir for my biggest little fan. Sweet. I think that's everything on the list.
Cause this heat's killing me. Let's get back to the ship. What the?
Holy. Could be a sign this place is ready to blow sky high.
Well, I'm not sticking around to find out. Let's keep moving.
Being boiled alive is bad enough. Now I gotta deal with wires?
I think so now. To the main
Wait,
line.
what? Screw these flying lizards. Where's the exit? Jerk. Ow, hot. Can't go that way.
Is it going down?
ingredients, they said. It'll be easy, they said. This bites.
What the?
Fire spirit! I'm sorry I ever set foot in this oven. Yeah?
Never enough!
Infinite wonder! Huh? Got him!
It is going down.
If we can get to that higher ground over there, that should lead us back outside.
Can you pick up the pace? The magma's rising even faster!
Now you full thrust! Nice! Infinite wonder!
Gravity well! Lightning! I think we're safe here. Maybe.
Man, I really worked up a sweat. At least we didn't lose anyone.
Grand Cypher's just up ahead. Come on!
Surely.
What are the odds of bumping into a golem in here?
Who knew I had so many fervent fans? Thanks for making a gal feel loved. And to show my appreciation, I'm gonna turn you to scrap. This'll teach ya.
The what?
How about you? Forward.
Put your head in the game.
Take that sucker down!
That's the plan. One pile of rubble coming right up. Let's do this. Okay, this definitely qualifies for hazard pay. Oh, who am I kidding? I probably won't even see an extra rupee. Now it's on. Infinite wonder! Say your prayers. Hey, what's this? A piece of rock from the golem? I like the way it glitters. Might make a neat souvenir for a certain someone I know. Great hustle, guys.
Ooh, rock goop.
Welcome back, Zeta!
Vaughn was the first person to greet me when I returned to Seed Hollow. He ran over to me like an overexcited puppy. Here, I got you a little something for being good.
Whoa! This rock is crazy! It's all shiny and stuff!
I'm a pro at picking out gifts, if I do say so myself. After all, what kid isn't mesmerized by shiny objects? Vaughn wouldn't stop thanking me. I honestly didn't think he'd like it that much. But in this case, I was happy to be wrong.
It's amazing how you made it out of Fondom without a scratch! You're a one-woman wrecking crew!
Can't argue with the truth.
Anyway, it's cool that you're being nice to me, but I don't mind when you play hard to get either.
Huh? The nerve of this kid.
Are you blushing?
What? His confidence was respectable. Admirable, even. But seriously, get real, little man. Talking to you makes my head spin.
Does that mean you're falling for me?
No, it means I'm worried about your future. Years from now, Vaughn's gonna be breaking hearts left and right. Mark my words.
Come to view the requests?
I don't even know what to say.
Hey there, Zeta! So glad I caught you again.
How did he always know when I was in Seed Hollow? He was clueless to his clinginess, and it was testing my patience.
Are you free today? I was thinking we could go on a picnic.
I mulled it over for a bit. A picnic didn't sound half bad. It was a nice day after all.
Oh no. Is this a bad time?
His puppy dog eyes bore into my soul. How could I say no to that? Kids just have this way of triggering your protective instincts. Not to mention they can be terrifyingly perceptive. You know what? The weather's great today. So, count me in. His face lit up with joy, and I turned to my next important decision. What to have for lunch. I didn't have to think too hard about that. When it came to picnics, sandwiches were the only way to go.
This must be the lad I've heard so much about.
A few days earlier, I was in the ship's lounge telling the captain about Vaughn, when Vasaraga happened to walk in. So he ended up learning about the kid, too. He listened without saying much. Never was the talkative type, anyway.
Hi, mister. I'm Vaughn.
I half expected Vaughn to cower from Vasaraga, but instead the boy dropped a friendly hello. Maybe he had a strict upbringing.
Call me Vasaraga.
Vasaraga looked at me, then at Vaughn, then back at me again. What did he want?
So that's how it is. Here, Zeta. Take these.
I peeked into the bag he gave me and did a double take. It was stuffed with fruit sandwiches.
These come highly recommended by Vern, Lyria, and the captain. You should split them with Vaughn.
For the both of us. Huh. Call me crazy, but it almost sounded like he went out of his way to buy these for us. I rummaged through the goods and caught sight of one sandwich stuffed with melon
fruit
slices
sandwiches?
and another with peaches. Nice.
Stuffed
Those
with melon
are my favorite.
slices. Peaches.
Hey, great pickups, Vasaraga. Can't wait to scarf these down.
Go for it.
Cha-ching! Jackpot! Vaughn and I said our goodbyes to Vasaraga, and we found an open bench in a park just outside the city.
You look really happy. Are you a big fruit fan?
I was jamming an ungodly amalgamation of fruit, bread, and whipped cream into my face. I think that counts as a yes. Yeah, more or less. I like anything as long as it's tasty.
Ah, that's good to know.
There was no chance in hell Vasaraga picked out these cute sandwiches all by himself. Absolutely none. Someone in the crew must have tagged along. The thought of him stomping through the aisles of a shop filled with cupcakes and cookies drew a chuckle out of me.
So, are you and Vasaraga an item?
Are we an item? Gross! Is that what it looks like to you? Look, he's just my coworker. I'm kind of stuck with him. Uh-huh. He opened his mouth as if he had more to say, but I guess he changed his mind. We ended up having a fascinating chat about bugs instead.
What's happening? It's enough of this.
Good afternoon, Zeta. It's always nice to see you.
It was another gorgeous day. Vaughn came bounding over to see me for like, what, the 100th time? Or maybe even millionth?
I wanted to give you something to say thanks for the souvenir you got me. I hope you like it.
He held out a beautifully wrapped box, its sides emblazoned with the logo of a world-class bakery. I didn't know what to say. Kids ought to be spending their lunch money on cheap snacks, not fancy pants pastries. Are you sure you want me to have this? How could you even afford this with pocket change?
Don't you know it's discourteous to appraise the worth of one's gift?
How do you know big words like that?
Papa told me.
Oh, great. Don't tell me he got his family involved.
I wanted to show you how much I care, so I saved up my allowance. Zero Carte helped me pick a shop that's popular with girls.
Vaughn stared at the ground as he spoke, stealing an occasional glance at me to gauge my reaction.
React.
He had put his feelings out there in the only way he knew how, and it was all coming to a head. In a situation like this, I had to be firm yet considerate. I could never live with myself if I trampled over his heart, even if I didn't mean to.
I thought for sure you'd like it. I guess I was wrong.
He kicked at the dirt, still unwilling to meet my gaze. Wow, as if I didn't feel guilty enough already. What are you talking about? This is an awesome gift. Thank you. As soon as I said that, his toothy smile came roaring back with a vengeance. But from now on, you can't give me any more presents.
Why not?
In one fell swoop, he turned my words against me. Poor boy was on the verge of tears. His voice quivered as he explained his intent. He had seen how delighted I was with Vasaraga's gift of sandwiches, and all he wanted was to deliver that same joy. Oh, you sweet, darling boy. You've got a lot to learn, but your heart's in the right place. I'd hate to leave you jaded. I decided that honesty was the best course of action. No more tiptoeing around the issue. It's a lovely gift, but I'm worried you're not eating enough to grow big and strong. That's why I want you to spend your money on snacks for yourself, okay?
Okay, got it.
Way to go, Zeta. So much for being upfront with him. I'm glad you understand. Now why don't we dig into this yummy treat together?
Sure, I'd be happy to feed you.
Why, you conniving little... My hands work just fine, thank you very much.
Phooey.
Acknowledge me. What is happening right now, man?
From now on, I'm gonna prove that we're meant for each other.
The talk I had with Vaughn yesterday only intensified his resolve. I asked him what he had in mind.
First, I'll get to know you better, Zeta.
A little late for that, but at least he was thinking in the right direction.
Let me see. Okay, first question. What's your type of guy?
Subtlety wasn't Vaughn's strongest point. How to be compatible with your partner is something you should figure out for yourself.
Huh? But I don't know how to do that. It's faster just to ask.
This kid.
Do you like strong guys?
You could say that. I prefer someone who knows how to fend for themselves. Means I don't have to worry about them as much.
Well, that's perfect then.
Vaughn stood up straight and tall and proudly puffed out his chest.
I'm still in the middle of sword training, but I'm the best out of all the kids in the class. Even the bigger ones.
Already outclassing the older kids, huh? Not bad, not bad. I wonder how I stacked up when I was his age.
Now do you love me?
Not even close.
Phooey.
His reactions cracked me up. There was never a dull moment with this kid.
There has to be a way for me to win your heart.
I'm sorry, but that was just too precious. I didn't mean to laugh, but his frustration caught me off guard. He was trying so hard against the odds to win me over. If we were around the same age, things might have been different.
I don't care about being precious. I care about you.
The more he sulked, the harder it became to hold in my giggles. Sorry. I patted his head in an attempt to lighten the mood, but he wasn't having it. Bahamut saved me. His kid was so sweet he was gonna give me cavities.
So sweet, he's gonna give me cavity.
The air in Seed Hollow that morning was electric. I hadn't felt that amped up in a good while. Time to get this show on the road.
Roger that.
Vasaraga had met up with me right on schedule. I sucked in a lungful of the morning chill to calm my nerves.
Good morning, Zeta. Good morning, Vasaraga.
Morning. You're up awfully early today.
Where are you guys going?
He must have sensed something big was in the works. The concern in his voice was clear as day. A couple of rough customers challenged us to a serious fight.
I want to come too. Can I, please?
It wasn't like him to try to tag along. He knew better than that. No can do, little man. This isn't a game.
Think it's a game?
But I've been practicing my sword swings every day. I can help you beat them.
Of all the days he could have picked to be fussy, why did it have to be today?
Sparring and actual combat are worlds apart. Pride goeth before destruction.
It was obvious from the frown on Vaughn's face that he wasn't going to take no for an answer. I need you to be good and listen to us, all right? We left Vaughn behind and made a beeline for Seed Hollow Castle. We stepped into its great hall, where Magliel and her sword veil were already waiting.
Allow me to extend my utmost gratitude for taking the time to indulge my invitation.
Can the formalities. I came here to throw down, not listen to boring speeches.
I didn't think the castle would be okay with us doing battle within its walls.
Well, no one else was using the hall. Let's just say those who helped with the castle's restoration are afforded special privileges.
This woman, for all her pomp and circumstance, was no joke of a warrior.
I was curious as to whether your weapons are deserving of their legend. My fellowship prides itself with collecting only the most prized armaments.
Ha! I knew there had to be more to this call-out.
I'll get straight to the point. We are interested in purchasing your seal weapons. Allow me to appraise their performance during our little skirmish.
In other words, she was making us an offer we couldn't refuse. Even though this isn't a fight to the death, don't come crying to me when you get your asses handed to you. Magliel didn't respond. She simply smirked and an arsenal of magic swords materialized around her. I tightened my grip on our vest and took a deep breath. I thought back to all the times Vasaraga and I had cheated death. It made me feel invincible. This victory belonged to us.
Let's do this, Zeta.
Hell yeah! The words were barely out of my mouth before I was leaping into the fray.
Oh. Whoa.
Is this a waltz of warriors? On guard! Now then, may I have the first dance?
Say what you will about her, but she's got plenty of style.
Don't get distracted. She's no ordinary foe.
What the hell?
Jerk!
All right then.
Got him!
Battalion,
Bring it! Come on, Arbeck!
Are we having fun?
What's happening?
This'll teach ya. Close call.
Not bad. Well, that didn't do much.
Because her magic swords play offense and defense. We need to smash them. Infinite wonder!
You could do this all good.
You smarmy! Show him who's boss! Got him!
Where's Rasuraja?
Keep up!
You're performing marvelously.
Oh, really? I haven't even gotten started yet.
That makes two of us. Now that we've limbered up, what say we ratchet up the tempo?
One more! Come on!
All right, then.
Bring it! Over here!
You can't stop fear!
A parting kiss.
Infinite wonder!
Try and stop it!
Oh, yeah! Hot enough for you?
Gosh, pick your party. Stand down. I will not tolerate such shameful tactics.
Hey, if they want in, they'll skin off my back. That way we can really cut loose.
All right, then. Your words, not mine. Behold the quintessence of the sword veil.
Just my luck.
Now it's on. This should...
Prepare yourselves.
You can't stop
Infinite... Got him!
Not bad.
Lend hunger.
Come if you dare.
Infinite wonder!
Whirling breath. My hand slipped.
One more!
I'm coming now.
If I die now, it's all over.
Like, what the? Immediately! Just backs
Out
up.
a bit longer.
Nah, you put up a good fight. I'm down to spar again anytime. This'll teach ya.
Good.
Now it's on. On my mark. Let's go, our best. Resolute strike. Infinite wonder. It's our turn now. Oh yeah.
You're weary of this fire.
Leave.
Heed me.
Why is she bloodthirsty?
Glorious weapons of yore. To battle. Hammer forged by storm. Mjolnir. Arrested from demons. Ray Google. Gaze carved by divinity. Caduceus.
Like, what is this guy doing?
The stage is set for the big bang. Come on.
Infinite wonder.
Not bad.
How about you?
Shall we take a mulligan? This situation is vexing, to say the least. Everyone, make sure no harm comes to the boy.
Yes, the lady.
Infinite wonder!
What the hell?
All right then.
Show him who's behind!
Try and stop me.
Keep up!
Violent shadow.
This'll teach ya!
Good.
Got him!
Roger. I'll observe for now.
It's nearly time for the curtain to fall.
So, you're starting to feel it too, huh?
My. Are you two ready to throw in the towel?
What a joke! If you want to test me, then let's go!
Hook, line, and sinker.
Final act is upon us! Lord Opera!
Infinite wonder! Come on, Arvez!
Your pardon!
Not bad.
Let us begin! Weapons of yours! Fight it again!
Why is this a solo mission?
The dance of death! Good God, Mallet! Very quick with thunder! Smash them all! History is painted in red. Pierce them through! Close call. Save whose divinity is made manifest. Unburden their souls! Oh, fear! Legend is shrouded in shadow. Devastate their bodies! Final one.
Infinite wonder! This should shut you up! Got him! You break the limit!
I don't see you.
One more!
Thanks, Zeta.
Oh yeah! Bring it!
Are we having fun?
You listen up! This spear has no equal! Maserati!
Way ahead of you.
What?
Infinite wonder! We're on it! Red Nation! Hell yes, we are!
What else did you expect? I'll cut you all
Sight
down.
to see. Thank you both for
Infinite
exhibiting
wonder!
the beauty of Arves and Grinon.
You're not so bad yourself. Most people would have lost to us by now. Hell yeah! Score one for us! You'd better have a good reason for sneaking in here, little man.
I didn't want you getting hurt.
That was something.
Oh, why didn't you stay put like I told you to? I said this wasn't a game. There's no excuse for being a distraction on the battlefield. Every swordsman knows that, even rookies. Vaughn fell silent, realizing he couldn't argue back. He just stood there with his head hanging down. Crap. Was I too hard on him? But here's the thing about warfare. If you're all valor and no discretion, you're gonna end up in a coffin real fast.
I messed up. I'm sorry.
Vaughn looked so miserable. It was like watching a kid choke down bitter medicine. What could I say to soften the blow?
You made a mistake, but your intentions were true. It takes courage to own up to one's error and apologize.
Vasaraga gently clapped the boy on the shoulder with his rugged mitt. Vaughn quickly perked up after that. Vasaraga's like a giant teddy bear when it comes to kids. I can count on him to smooth things over when I get too preachy. No arguments there. Oh well. What's done is done. Me chewing you out isn't gonna change the past. Thanks, Vasaraga. I needed that save.
Hold on, Zeta. Don't move.
He reached up and applied a cool, damp salve onto my right cheek.
I wasn't lying when I said I was worried about you. See? You did get injured.
Hey, even the pros get banged up every now and then. It's not really an injury per se, more like a scratch. I'm amazed you even spotted it.
Just so you know, this medicine was made from the ingredients you collected. The hospital director was really happy for your help.
Sheesh. When was the last time someone coddled me this much over a tiny cut? I had to admit it felt nice.
Coddle.
Thank you, Vaughn.
I think we're about done here. Come on, Vaughn. I'll take you home.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say Vaughn had taken a shine to the big guy. It wasn't hard to see why, given the way Vasaraga treated him with kid gloves and all.
You have my thanks for giving me a taste of Arves and Grinoth. You both handled those weapons with skill and finesse.
Damn right we did. You didn't even make us break a sweat.
Is that so?
I got the sense that this weapons nut wasn't actually invested in the fight itself. She just wanted an excuse to research Arves, and maybe to brag about her own collection. Kind of funny how just talking about tools of destruction sends her into a frenzy. Then again, I get hyped about testing my combat skills, so who am I to judge? By the way, I think we deserve a bit of compensation for our troubles.
Oh dear, how silly of me. You're right. I must pay the price for losing the challenge. I suppose I could bid farewell to my precious, beloved Gaibolg.
Oh, come on. Don't make me out to be the bad guy. How about this? Why don't you treat me to the tastiest dessert this Skydom has to offer? Magliel's frown vanished in the blink of an eye, and her tears dried up like magic, though I'm not even sure she was crying in the first place.
Why, 'twould be my pleasure. Did you know there is a hidden gem of a bistro that serves pancakes topped with rare fruits right here in Seed Hollow?
Shut up! What kind of rare fruits are we talking about? She was literally bouncing with excitement.
Cultivated by only the greenest of green thumbs. Each luxurious piece of nature's candy is a crowning achievement.
And this, wait.
The cream of the crop. You simply must taste it to believe the capital's best kept secret.
Huh. So you do have other hobbies outside of weapon collecting. Alrighty, you're on.
I don't care about your sweet tooth.
And stuff. As I left the castle hall behind, I saw that Vasaraga and Vaughn hadn't got much of a head start on me. I ran to catch up to them, all the while wondering, does Vasaraga like pancakes? And as strange as it sounds, out of all the missions I'd wrapped up lately, I hadn't felt a greater sense of accomplishment than in that moment.
Good God.
Hello there.
After the showdown with Magliel, it was a while before I saw Vaughn again. Hey, little man. I was wondering when you were gonna pop in. How you holding up these days? His hair had grown out a bit since we last talked. I had no idea that much time had already passed. He seemed downcast, as if he had something heavy on his mind. Maybe I could get him to open up about it. Is there something you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, how should I put this? I like you, Zeta.
He was trying to keep his embarrassment at bay, but the way he fumbled his words betrayed his emotions. Thanks. Is that all you wanted to tell me?
No, there's more. I'm gonna get stronger. As strong as you and Vasaraga.
He had a deadly serious look in his eye. He must have thought long and hard about this. Is that so? Here was a side of Vaughn I had never seen before. More earnest. More mature. I felt a swell of pride as a smile crossed my face.
Yup. That's why I'm calling off all marriage proposals for now.
Oh? Why the sudden 180?
I just think it'd be
What
better
the
for us to
hell?
stop seeing each other for a while.
Huh.
It's going to be tough on me, too. But I think we both need time apart.
I did not see this coming. No, don't talk like that. I refuse to let anyone get the wrong idea about us.
But I can't marry you yet.
There wasn't gonna be a wedding anyway. My point is you and I were never.
I'm sorry, Zeta. It's not you. It's me.
Stop! Don't even think about saying another word. He wasn't listening to me anymore. He'd already written his own headcanon. But you know what? It was sort of nice to be doted on. For what it's worth, I like to think I taught him a few life lessons, too. I'd forgotten what it was like to view the world through the innocent eyes of a child. Hanging out with Vaughn took me back to a simpler time. Thanks for jogging my memory, little man. Funny thing is, dwelling on the past isn't my style. Not at all. Living in the now is my MO. But one thing's for sure. I'll never forget the time I spent with Vaughn.
Oh, man.
Dear Zeta, I'm doing well. How about
No.
you? Thanks to all the hours I put into sword practice, the dojo accepted me as a disciple. I'm on my way to becoming a man worthy of your hand. I'm sorry you have to wait, but someday I'll take the stone you gave me to Fulka and have it made into a ring. Take care of yourself. Sincerely, Vaughn. P.S. I don't mind if you see other people if it's just a fling.
You cheeky little brat. You just keep doing your thing, Vaughn. It's funny how you don't miss someone until they're gone.
This is making me hate
Regardless,
Zed.
I was happy to hear that Vaughn was doing well for himself. It's okay to see other people, huh? That's a good one. It's such a nice day today. The breeze was subtle, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Just as I was beginning to take in the morning calm, a lone figure appeared on the deck of the Grand Cipher.
Greetings, Zeta. Are you ready for the best pancakes of your life?
You better believe I was ready. Nothing gets between me and my dessert.
She part of the crew now?
Now let's just say when I arrive in Seed Hollow, and a certain lovelorn puppy dog comes sprinting over to propose to me, my answer to him would be, "In your dreams, little man." Today is my first day off in forever, and I'm gonna party it up.
I just can't. I don't know, I think I dislike Seta now. That was horrible. I got another book, I forgot. Oh yeah, Dali Catastrophe. He was there when that happened. Or no. I need a plan. Bruh. Alright, we'll continue with the rest next time. Gotta level up Charlotta. Unlock her stuff, and then... But yeah, I'm out of here for now.